The first night the wolves came, the farmer barely heard them, just faint snarls beyond the wheat fields, too distant to feel real. But by morning, paw prints carved the mud outside his coop, and feathers littered the yard like snow. His heart lurched. If he didn't act, he would lose everything. So he built a fence. Not a small one, but a towering wall of timber and iron, circling his home like a fortress. He hammered through dusk, sweat streaking his brow, mind racing with fear and determination. When it was done, he exhaled. Safe. Finally safe. Or so he thought. Days turned to weeks. The wolves never returned, but neither did neighbors, travelers, or the help he once relied on. The fence meant protection, but it also meant isolation. He didn't notice at first. He worked alone, convinced solitude was the price of safety. Then came the blight. It crept through his crops like a gray mist. Stalks blackening, leaves curling, harvest dying before his eyes. Panic rose inside him. He tried everything he knew, fertilizer, pruning, prayer, but nothing stopped it. He looked to the horizon, toward neighboring farms, once just a shout away, now separated by a barricade that no one could cross. Each night he sat by his fence, lantern dimming, wondering if he made a mistake. One morning, as the last of his wheat collapsed into ash, he heard voices beyond the wall. Neighbors calling his name, offering help. They'd seen smoke from afar, guessed his trouble, and gathered tools and seeds to save him. But they couldn't climb the wall he built. Their voices echoed through the timber, faint and muffled. The farmer pressed his hand against it, heart pounding. He built this wall out of fear, and now it was the very thing trapping him. Something inside him cracked. He ran for his axe, swinging at the boards he'd once so carefully hammered. Splinters flew. Sunlight pierced through. With each strike, the voices outside grew clearer. "Keep going," they shouted. "We're here." Finally, a section fell, crashing into dust. On the other side stood three neighbors, mud-stained boots, hopeful eyes, arms overflowing with new seedlings. He staggered back, stunned. "You should have just asked," an old woman smiled gently. Tears blurred his vision. Shame settled heavy, but so did relief. He stepped through the opening, hugging each one, letting the weight he'd carried alone crumble with the fence. Together they replanted, restored, revived. Laughter returned to the farm, replacing silence. And at night, when wolves howled in the forest again, he didn't tremble, because he wasn't alone anymore. Months later, he left a single gate in his fence, strong enough to keep danger out, open enough to welcome help in. It reminded him that safety isn't just what you shut out, but what you allow in. And sometimes, the walls we build to protect ourselves end up keeping the very lifelines we need outside. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.